Jake here.
And I know. So I'm getting confused.
Hello, I exist.
Who are
It's
you?
Joe,
It's Joe. And of course we have Lizzie pushing the knobs.
the voice in the void.
She truly has been.
Has Lizzie been poking the bear?
Yeah, I mean, well, I think to be fair,
think
Joe
we
and I
have.
have been chaos, and she's been handing it
You've been an
back to us.
absolute delight, the both
and constantly
of you.
going, "Are you still in a bad mood?" to her every 10 minutes, and then she goes, "I'm not in a bad mood."
Okay.
She's cheered up though.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we've got lots of lovely people on already,
Oh,
so that's
lovely.
helped. 28 people with us.
Oh,
Hello.
brilliant. Hey, everyone. Hope you're amazing. BV's with us. G'day, mate. He says, sound and vision. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have done a bunch of tests, and hopefully we shouldn't have the laggy thing. It's like they are an old, so, you want to fight? Yeah, so we shouldn't have that. Yeah, cool. So, a couple of things I thought we'd do today that I thought would be fun. That's enough out of you.
Sorry.
See what I've been dealing with?
It's just if we do get latency, that's going to be even funnier.
Yeah.
That's what
gonna
I'm
be even
thinking
better.
about. The gift that keeps on giving.
What I wanted to do today, and we'll do this again because there's a bunch of really cool things. I wanted to have a chat about some things that we think are hidden gems, and not just the pedals, but also some pedals, the way that you use them, some functions of pedals that you might not know exist.
We're on a kung fu vibe today.
No,
Because you...
dude, it's not kung fu. I don't know what that is. It's like a penguin thing. No, I'm just.
So that's Futurama, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's been a
Stop
day,
it.
isn't it? It's
Stop
been a
it.
day.
Okay. So I want to go through some pedals that I think are probably sleepers that some of you might not know about, and some pedals that need just a refresher in your memory that they're really cool. Mm-hmm. We do have some new pedals that launched. They're all filters, I think, this week, or filtery things.
They are kind of filtery things.
Yeah. And just answer some questions as they come in. And Lizzie will be in charge of throwing things at us to get our attention and making sure that we are on it.
Lizzie's with the people.
Also, and we did have a question on this. Yes, we are there both days at the guitar show, Saturday and Sunday. Mick and I will be doing a TPS live event on the Sunday. We're the last act on.
Are you?
You're
say
headlining the
that.
Birmingham Guitar Show.
Well,
So we can pack the booth down and then throw stuff at you.
yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. But I'll be there both days. The boys will be with me both days. Lizzie will be with me. Tina will be with me. So it'll be great. It's always fun. Have you been?
I've been, yeah.
Right.
We've been in quite a few times, haven't we?
It's really great. They do a really great job, and Jason has put together a really cool thing. It's been sold out for 6 months.
That's
So
banging.
cool.
Isn't that what? As in the exhibitors.
Yeah, yeah.
But you can. I don't think the tickets are sold out. I think you can just turn up.
Cool.
But it's really fun. And I'd also just like to say, is this we did one last week, didn't we? And I was back from NAMM.
Yes.
Yes,
before-
sir.
Okay, yeah, great. So, yeah, I don't know why. Because we have a new product that will be on display at the guitar show.
So no one's guessed yet.
I
think.
There's been a lot. There's been a lot to get done.
It has been a lot,
And I'm
hasn't it?
burning the candle at
Every end.
every end and the middle, and you cut the middles and there's more ends. Yeah, I'm finding more ends and middles of my candle every day.
Do you need to see a doctor for that?
I do. And want to send some love out to Lisa, who is our finance manager. She's not
Yeah.
feeling well.
Yeah.
So hope you're feeling better, mate. And please come into work first thing tomorrow.
Because we need
Appreciate
paying.
it.
Please pay me. Lisa, please pay me if you're watching this.
Awesome. So, Lizzie, who do we have on? Who can we say hello to?
We have 71.
Oh my goodness.
71
people
Hello,
skiving off
lovely
work
people.
right now.
So we've got Blind Guitarian, Love and Hugs from the People's Republic of East Yorkshire,
Yeah.
Michael Gilberto, Hobo
good day,
Rody, Zutu Laws, Paul Matelovich, Justin Carwell, good morning from New York City.
NYC.
We've got Lee McCarthy from Liverpool.
Lovely.
Appeal.
And Peter Romano, what's up, party people? And Eagle Ray Rob said, sound and vision, excellent.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
there we go.
Woohoo.
It's only taken us 22 shows, but I think we're getting close.
Yeah. Neil Levine, Kay Cole, hello, hope you're all doing great.
Hello.
Darren Brown. Yeah, lots of people. Very
Darren
exciting.
Brown?
Wonderful.
No, not
The magician.
He's in our brains.
This
Any
is part of
questions
a bigger
already?
act from him.
Wow.
Anything? Any questions before we crack on?
Not at the moment.
No.
No, early
Okay,
birds.
great. Okay, perfect. Right, here we go then.
Let's go.
Let's
Okay,
do the
let's
news.
go.
Beep 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 beep. Pedal news. Beep 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 beep. So, you like that?
I'm not sure I did.
Are you Morse?
scared.
Are you Morse code?
No, that's
Is that your middle name?
that is. My middle name's Daniel. Beep 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 beep. Try hard.
That must be such a pain, right? That's top of exams.
It's hard to it's hard to spell. Okay, let's do this. Right, number one. What have we got?
The film.
Am I
You
going
wrote
first?
that. Well, you're doing them
That's
all.
not my writing. That's way too neat.
It says.
Love filter. The first one says thumbnail, chaps.
Oh,
That's just a
okay.
thumbnail
Yeah.
to the show.
Let's talk about.
Look at the new thumbnail from
That's what I was
GigRig or
confused.
Face
Because
Effects.
you pointed at the thumbnail and I was going,
Sorry.
We are a high production value show.
what am I meant to talk about with the thumbnail?
Okay, can you do the love filter?
Yes. I was so confused. Sorry, internet. It looks like this.
We're 7
is-
minutes in. I haven't
this-
said a
Right,
thing.
no,
This
come on
is-
now. I'm putting the still image on. Get to it.
Right. Okay, that's the thumbnail.
So,
right.
basically,
Love filter.
A long time ago, there was a company.
Forgotten by time.
In a world.
There was a company called Moog that released a whole line of Moogafugas, which were
Is it Moog or Moog?
well,
There are basically two schools of thought.
if you want to be traditionalist, it's Moog.
How does Bob
according
say
to
it?
Bob,
Bob Moog.
because it's like
Okay,
Vogue
so
with
just okay.
an M on the front.
There we go. So we call it Moog.
Okay,
Just
Moog.
wanted to get that right from the start.
back
Maybe
along,
not like that. Maybe just
back a long time ago.
yes.
There was a company called Moog who released a bunch of pedals. One of the favorite out of them was the 101, which was a low pass filter.
Oh, okay.
You know, the big
Yep.
black box with
The wooden panels.
with the teak edges.
Mhm.
Got discontinued a few years ago. All the secondhand prices skyrocketed. It was like this whole big thing. This company,
I think
Zorg-
because Idols bought them all.
Yeah,
Yeah,
To
right.
be fair, they did. So there's a company called Zorg.
Zorg. Okay. Who Zorg? Is he the bad guy in
Toy Story
Story.
2.
Toy Story 2?
Yeah.
Okay. Who's the bad guy in Fifth Element?
Oh, who is the bad guy in the fifth?
You're right, it's something like that as
It
well.
might be. Whoa,
Okay.
is that a crossover we didn't know happened?
Same universe.
Zorg, Fifth Element. Thank
My
you.
guy, fair play.
Go on.
He shoots, he scores.
So they've done their own spin on it, which is really cool. It's either a low pass filter or a high pass filter.
Okay.
It goes into like distorted resonance, so it'll go to like a square wave. It's got a tap tempo that isn't for the LFO, so you can do the envelope thing,
Okay.
you can do like a tremolo thing with a filter,
Right.
or it's got 9 CV in jacks,
Wow.
like the Moogafugas did on the back.
Okay.
Remember, they had all of the
Yep.
jacks on the back. So
Yep.
you've got a resonance control, 2 frequency controls, an envelope control, an expression out, an LFO out, an offset for the LFO.
Is that
a
when you're
depth
driving
and a
all
rate.
those with the LFO? Is
Yeah.
that right? Yeah.
But you've got CVs in and out, so then control
Okay.
all kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's a big deal.
You know what's really interesting about those mini jacks? Because I did test mini jacks, but actually the micro synth world has been using them forever.
Yeah.
modular synths use
Modular synth using-
because Eurorack is
Yeah.
meant to be as tiny as possible.
Yeah.
So, the other sort of cool thing about it is that just quickly is they are using the filter chip that was used in a lot of Oberheim synths in the 80s. I'm not sure which
really?
filter chip exactly.
Right.
But the thing about it that's cool is that with the Moog ladder filter design, I say Moog.
You say Moog. Okay.
Okay.
That's the whole thing. Okay.
Why? Every time I talk, you sing. It's crazy.
You just make me want to sing.
When you put the resonance up on the MF101, you used to lose quite a lot of bass when the resonance started oscillating.
Okay.
You lose a lot of bass frequency. So they've used the Oberheim chip because it doesn't do that. So it can oscillate and do crazy noises, but it doesn't get thin.
Okay, okay.
So they've kind of improved upon it. And you've also got the high pass filter because I believe the Oberheim chip is like a multi-mode filter in a chip.
Right. Very cool.
Which is really cool.
Very cool.
Because it's
what we're going to have to do is get one of these filters on, and you can take us through getting the sounds from them.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be great. And then you can take everyone through how you got the sounds from that, and then doing the same thing in your
Zoya.
Zoya,
indeed.
Oui.
Yeah, that's cool. All
There
right,
you go.
very good. Very good.
What have the people saying?
What have the people got to say?
Just everyone saying, hi, Bill Green, late to the party, but I'm here now. Morning, all. Hi, Bill. Hope you're awesome.
Yo,
Hey, buddy.
dog.
Okay. Andreas Stockfix says, hello, friends. When should one and when should one not use dry loops in the new parallel feature? So, in the parallel feature in G3, which is spectacular, you have the option of using, where you split the signal, you have the option of taking that signal from the split and going around on the outside of all your parallel stuff and then mixing that with the parallel stuff. So when you should and when you shouldn't use it. There's no rules. Do what sounds great. If you are kill drying everything that's in the parallel loops, so for example, if I am using a reverb in kill dry, a delay in kill dry, and a vibrato, which is a chorus kill dry basically, if I don't put my dry signal around the outside, then all I have is a wet signal. If I put the dry signal around the outside, then the wet signal sits on top of the dry signal. Now, if you have an effect in the parallel loop that isn't kill dry, well, then you effectively have your dry signal in there. So in that sense, you might get away without putting the dry signal around. For example, if you've got your timeline delay and you haven't kill dry, but you've got kill dry with your reverb and kill dry with your other shenanigans, you've already got your dry signal in the timeline, so that might work for you. I would suggest, however, and what astonished me about the dry signal is that because I have delay on all the time, I'm going to burp again. I'm trying really hard to suppress it. Right. Because I have delay on, delay is luscious and essential. But what I found was going kill dry with the effects and actually splitting the signal from before it goes into the delay, I was astonished at how much tone I got back from not having the dry signal go through the effects.
Right. Interesting.
Just having it go around the outside.
Interesting.
It was amazing. So give it a go. And, there are no wrong answers. Just
Experiment.
give it a go. Experiment. But yeah, that's as a rule of thumb. And I hope that helps. Cool. Right, on to number 2 then. Joe, what on earth is this? The one with the horns.
The Dr. No stuff.
The Dr. No stuff.
So I don't know if anyone else knows Dr. No, but
I got turned onto them from the fuzz thing that they did with Troy Van Leeuwen. It's got like a skull and like a
crow's skull in there.
yeah. Have you seen it?
No.
Oh, I'll find your picture quickly. You talk to.
They do guitar effects differently.
Like this is understood.
I see them in the same camp of left of field as Ranger effects.
Okay.
And that's,
Oh my
that's
goodness.
a switch as well. It's like a pot that you click between different settings.
What are they called? Because Lizzie could pull that up. No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. The TVL Raven filter and boost. Wow. Okay.
Go and check
That's
them
a
out
thing.
if you haven't. But they've done a whole run of effects that.
Check that out.
You could actually.
Oh,
There
do
you
it
go.
under that one.
We
You're
have the
right. I
technology.
just locked my phone.
Sorry.
We have the power. Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, mate.
All right. Let's.
Yeah,
Waiting a
my mum
minute.
or something now.
I can't even with your phone. I don't. See if you can. No, I can't.
No.
Carry on.
Don't
as
worry
you
about
were.
it. Don't worry about it. They've done a whole bunch of super weird, interesting effects pedals that are all to do with the occult.
Oh, okay.
And this is the latest one, which is a vibe, like a univibe.
I looked at that
let me
pedal and I
just get
thought
this
to
right.
myself,
Vibe
Univibe.
agreed. It was the horns, wasn't it?
It was.
The satanic horns.
Yeah, yeah.
Same.
Sorry, I just need to look this up because my brain doesn't store information.
Yeah, they've certainly got an aesthetic down there, haven't they? The Dr. No stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically a univibe
Right.
in a box with horns on it.
Okay.
It's named after Papa Legba, who is a key figure at the crossroads of your life when selling your soul to the devil.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
This transaction is said to bring you many advantages, but you have to pay with your soul.
Oh well,
Fair's
that's me out.
It's pretty
That's
deep
fair.
for a
And,
pedal, isn't it?
The physical ritual and hallmark of Papa Legba is presented and depicted on the PCB inside this
Okay.
pedal.
Yeah. No, that's fascinating. But I can't sell my soul twice, so
But
Yeah,
I'm done.
you can do it once.
but it's basically
Nick has mine.
Yeah, I knew it.
it's basically a univibe using light dependent resistors and lamps.
Ooh, so they can only sell it in America.
Yeah, that will be what it will be.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
But they've also done just quickly.
There's a whole range of them, right?
Yeah, there's one that's
Yeah.
like a book.
So they've done the Necro Fuzzicon,
Oh boy.
Oh, let's go.
which is a fuzz, and they've done the. Sorry, it's inspired by the Necronomicon, which is the Book of the Dead, and they've also done the Jin, which is a boost, which is Oriental Devils.
Nice. Nice. That's one for the kids at Christmas.
Yeah, clean boost.
Great. Here you go, Nan. Happy Christmas.
But I saw it and I like horns, and so you
Lovely.
know.
I'm obsessed with that thing.
There we go.
Aesthetic.
Quite a few
aesthetic.
questions. If
Okay,
I can
yeah,
move
let's
into
go.
the
Let's
set.
get into it.
Question. I wanna get the question.
Okay, so from Adrian,
Okay.
wondering if you've tried the OBNE Dark Light that came out last year. It seemed to go under the radar somewhat.
I really would like to try it.
I'd love
I
to
have
try
not.
it. I have not got my hands on one.
So, OBNE, Old Blood Noise Endeavours.
Endeavours.
One of our favourite companies to deal with. And as a matter of fact, we've got one of their contraptions on the desk today we're going to have a quick look at.
Coming up.
Yeah, but they are the best people and make incredible stuff. So yeah.
I'm also dying to try their partner synth
Oh,
fuzz
yeah.
thing. That
Yeah.
seems really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, I haven't. I'm there at the guitar show, so I'm looking forward to.
What, in Birmingham?
yeah.
Are they?
Yeah.
Well, they're listed.
They are listed, so I don't know if someone's like
Oh,
maybe
okay, someone
UK
has-
distributors
okay.
got their pedals there, but
All right.
I'm going to bunk off work and go try them at some point. Daniel, FYI.
Sure. Okay.
I forgot that you'd actually be really interested in.
Yeah, you're not going to see us about work.
Sorry, are you not excited to
Oh,
try
I'm so super excited.
Lizzie, what's your favourite clean boost out of these?
Just too many to choose
Steve
from.
Norton says, Dan, that hat, please, not your best look. No, I was cold.
Oh,
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. I mean, this can only ever look so bad.
I think you look handsome.
You know.
I am shooketh. I am shooketh.
I think you look handsome, man.
Dan, remember, you are loved.
You're enough.
Right, okay, is that question?
Yeah,
No, we
great.
haven't tried it yet,
Questions?
sadly. I will
we'll
report
get
back
on it.
after the...
We'll get on
Okay,
it.
perfect.
Guitar show.
And Howard Sinclair. Hi all, which would you buy first from the GigRig family of products out of these three? 321, Gen X or a Humdinger? Currently, I only have the Certified Awesome t-shirt, so...
Oh, bless you, mate. Okay. It depends on which of your needs is greatest. If you have a pedal board with lots of pedals on it that you need to power, go for the power supply. However, if a core part of your sound, or one thing that you really want to try is doing 2 amps and doing the wet dry thing, or just running dual mono, grab a Humdinger. We haven't made enough of a fuss of the way that we do our isolation, and I'm going to correct that, because it blows any transformer isolation out of the water.
And specifically for the bass playing community, it's like next level.
Yeah.
It's like literally unbelievable, the difference.
Yeah. So, and that was 20 years in the making, that design. And just so delighted with it. So yeah, if you want to try splitting 2 amplifiers, get the Humdinger. However, if you're performing live and you're struggling with the different levels of your guitars and you need to be able to quickly switch between the 3, 2, 1.
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
a bit like saying, what tool should I buy first?
Yeah.
A screwdriver, a hammer, or a drill?
I mean-
like, they're all equally as
I do
important
Yeah.
for different
they're all
jobs.
equally important, but I would say that in the broadest sense, the Gen X14,
Start with the power supply, yeah.
if you have a
If
fair
you get
few
that,
pedals,
yeah, sure. If you get that, I mean, and we know it's not sexy, but if you get your power right, everything else just seems so much easier.
yeah, your
100%.
foundation is correct.
Yeah, that's
100%.
right. Yeah, agreed.
Motion carried.
Okay.
Okay. I'll just do one more. So some of these I feel like just don't sound right when I say it.
Okay.
But here we go.
say those ones.
I've got a 90s Solar Sound wah-wah.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Okay. Want to power it from my power supply. Was thinking of using a virtual battery, but what's the difference between it and going direct from the PSU to battery clip?
Okay, so here's a quick
TED Talk.
TED talk on why the virtual battery is arguably one of the coolest things. It's one of those things, again, it's not sexy, but it's wild. So you have 2 types of batteries, really. So you've got alkaline batteries and you've got carbon batteries. I know there are other versions, but for this, just imagine there's only 2. If you have an alkaline battery, it will supply the correct voltage at all times. It just works as it should, right? If you have a carbon battery, though, they're kind of a bit rubbish. Carbon batteries don't work that well. So when you demand more voltage out of a carbon battery, it will drop its voltage to keep up with the current needed from a device.
It's got a bit of internal resistance. Yeah. It's a very interesting thing, and especially with when you start drawing current in a transistor, that's when it makes all the difference in the world. Yeah.
So like a wah or a fuzz, if when you play particularly hard, when you play harder with a pedal, the pedal will draw more current from its power supply.
And what's the term for that? Starts with an S. Rhymes with ag.
Voltage.
Oh, sag. Sorry, I was like dyslexia.
Bicycle.
I don't know how to rhyme anymore.
Voltage triangles.
Sag, not
Tiramisu.
your bag.
No, sag is not my bag. My brain literally went completely numb then. So when you play harder, it draws more current from the power supply. If it's a carbon battery, that causes the carbon battery to sag its voltage. So in real life terms, what that means is the transients on when you play guitar, so that initial attack there'll be a jump in current that's needed. So the carbon battery will essentially like cause the pedal to kind of crush itself in.
Yeah, it depends.
Because it's sagging.
Yeah, it depends on how much current is being drawn at that time. But it's the transient thing is really interesting. It's that relationship between the current being drawn and that bit of internal resistance in the battery. It puts up this dynamic thing. And it's the same thing like between the inductance of the coil pickup and the input impedance of a fuzz phase. And you start working the volume, and and then obviously, not to go so geeky, but the impedance is it's also frequency dependent as well. And then you've got this dynamic relationship between that and the really low input impedance of those fuzz pedals. Similar sort of thing with a virtual battery. And so there's a little on the back of the virtual battery, you've got a little dial that you can go between alkaline and carbon. And what's really interesting, or the reason we did this, don't think of it as a voltage lowering device, because it's not. And batteries don't do that. Batteries deliver current differently. They do if they're flat, but going between an alkaline battery and a carbon battery, and the more you turn into the carbon battery, the more that like the battery is
I almost
weathered.
see it like a depth.
Yeah.
Like I imagine it like an envelope with depth control.
Yeah. So,
which is also why I'll just add why if you plug a virtual battery into a multimeter and just change that part on the back, you don't see a difference.
Exactly.
We get that email all the time, and it's because you're not playing.
Because it's dependent
that
on
fluctuates.
current.
It's not in the circuit, and so absolutely, a virtual battery on your color sound wah pedal,
Top choice.
you'll love it. Yeah.
It will basically make it sound more vintage correct.
Yeah.
Because the other option is to get a carbon battery and short it out for a little bit so it dies a little bit, and then plug that in your wah and then use it until it dies too much and doesn't sound any
the
good.
right amount of depth.
And then, throw the carbon battery in the sea, and then,
No, don't do that.
we all
Recycle
die.
at your local recycling
Justin
point.
Charbano says, virtual battery is bonkers good. I use them in all my solar sound pedals. Thank you, mate.
Oh, epic,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
So instead, buy a
Beautiful.
virtual battery and then you don't have to kill the planet.
Yeah.
Yay.
Everybody wins.
Paul Matulovic says, Dan needs a Stetson. Would come in handy for trips to Oklahoma. I'm going to buy a Stetson next time in Oklahoma, which I think won't be that far away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When are we going to Oklahoma, Dan?
Well, yes, I might be going there at the start of April.
Oh, that's my birthday.
The start of April is your birthday.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Happy birthday for the start of April.
I'll send you a text from the other side of the world without you.
Okay, so the last pedal we're going to have a look at now. This wasn't released this week; it was released a little while ago, but we didn't get it on the show. This is the Tars DLX, and I wanted to put it up there because it's like really cool. So it's a dual fuzz with 2 analog filters, which is inspired by the MS-20. MS-20 is.
One of the greatest monosynths of all time.
There we go. And it says it's probably the only pedal with 4 poles, resonant, low pass and high pass filters. It's a stage and studio tool to shape your sound with high precision, or an experimental device for loud noise makers. So it's a distortion device with really cool filtering options.
Yeah, I mean, the strength in that topology, why a lot of synths have that, is you basically have your in a synth you have an oscillator, you have a low, which goes into a low pass filter, which then goes into a high pass filter, which then goes into an amplifier, and that allows you, if you have the high pass filter all the way open, you modulate the low pass filter, you get a classic low pass filter sweep,
Right.
which goes from very bassy to full signal.
Yeah.
If you invert that, you can go from, so you have the low pass filter right the way open and the high pass filter closed.
Yeah.
It goes from a really tinny sound to a really wide sound.
Okay.
And then if you move both filters together, you get a band pass filter.
Yes. Okay.
So you get the most amount of filter
Yep.
with the least amount of filter,
Sure. Okay.
which is really, really amazing.
Yeah.
That's like an incredible way of doing it.
The tricky thing I find with all those sorts of pedals, it's great once you've got your head around it, but it's very different than a tone control.
Very much so.
And you need to understand it. It's like the twiddling the high pass filter, and they're like, that's not working. It just sounds like it goes from to and it's just like this isn't the tone control at all. And so you need to get your head around what they're doing.
It is a different thing,
it's a very different
and
thing.
the resonance changes it
Exactly.
so dramatically.
Yeah, exactly.
And you need a little bit of understanding of how that works to really get the best out of it. Totally agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really cool topology. It's the reason why there's a bunch of pedals coming out like that.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Notable, the one that I'm really interested in, as well as the TARs, is the So High, So Low.
Yeah.
Which is like got a Moog front end preamp on it.
Oh, okay.
Whereas the TARs is obviously a fuzz.
I feel like there's lots of stuff based on pedals, guitar pedals coming through based off of synth designs.
There is lots.
That's the next. That wave is coming.
Cool. Okay, before we jump into our hidden gems, Lizzie, any questions that we should answer?
Yes. Byro Funk has asked, thoughts on Eurorack modules / patches as guitar effects. Does anyone do it?
No.
I am obsessed with Eurorack. Unhealthily so. I scratch that itch currently with a Zoya. I would love to get more into the Eurorack thing. There isn't that many people doing it. The main guy that comes to mind is John Davis from Jojo Mayer's Nerve, who is one of the greatest bass players of our time, who does live drum and bass. He has a few Eurorack modules on his board that he will go between, but I think it's still a bit of an unexplored territory. There's quite a few modules that have come out that allow you to plug guitars in,
right?
But I still think they're not quite integrated.
Yeah,
like there was a few attempts. There was that company from Canada that released a
pedalboard thing to put Eurorack in. I remember doing that.
But I don't think it really sold too well. So I still think there's room for that.
It's a great idea. I mean, so one of the things about getting a switcher is that you can put Eurorack stuff in. So I do a similar thing with my delay. I use the delay from. I've gone offline. The Otto Machines. The Otto Machines bin.
Yeah.
And there's no foot switch on that. That's designed to be sit in the studio, ins and outs, and I put that on the board and I control that all with the switcher.
Yeah.
And using the pre-gain and stuff.
Fairfield, is it called?
Oh yeah, without a knob on it.
Yeah, the little thing. It's just got 3 knobs on it and no foot switch.
The
Barbershop.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Again,
very cool. So if you have a switcher and stuff, you can absolutely use them. They are really great for experimenting. And if there's a sound in there that you absolutely love, patch it into a G3 or a quartermaster and away you go.
I think the issue is that you're having to convert your guitar signal into line level and then take it back from line level. So certain pedals aren't going to react so nicely with that. But
it might work great in the loop of your amp or, depending on what you're doing. Yeah, it's a cool thing.
Yeah.
Okay, Lizzie.
From Andrew Jones, got G3S and set up a stomp using the post gain in a stomp as a boost. Can I also reduce the post gain in a similar way in the new stomp preset to act as a cut?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's just the exact same process, just dip opposed to boost this time, but the exact same process.
Yeah. Love the post gain.
Done.
Was that one done?
Cool.
So speedy. Paul Matelovich, since Jake and Joe seem to be interested in this kind of stuff, have you any experience with Lurch Audio? He does tech work for Idols and scored a lovely reverb from them.
Lurch Audio, no, but I will do my research.
I can't believe we don't know Lurch Audio if they do tech work for Idols. Because Idols are using all of our gear.
Idols, and we know Gav pretty well.
Yeah.
We will correct this.
I'm going to put a note in our WhatsApp chat.
Who did the Gary?
That's Earthquake.
Okay. Very cool.
Lurch Audio. I've put a message in our WhatsApp
we'll
to look at that,
and
we will rectify that.
Gladly sink our teeth into it next week.
Thank you for that, buddy.
Yeah, it sounds like something that's going to cost me a lot of money.
Yeah.
I just do one more. This is from Simon. What's your thoughts on the new Behringer stuff, like the copy of the Mootron phaser.
Okay. This is tricky.
Yeah, agreed.
Okay. So, Behringer basically because they're based in China, I saw a message was put out there by
Mootron themselves.
Mootron.
Yeah,
that's
I put it in the in our
okay.
chat,
So
yeah.
right, Mootron around since the 70s. I've got a bunch of their stuff. Amazing. Whoever owns the brand Mootron now, because it was
Juvenated.
exactly.
Yeah.
9 years ago or something. So someone legitimately owns the Mootron brand.
Yeah, they're still a company. They still make products. It's not discontinued.
And they're still doing really cool things in a place where you've got to pay people a living wage.
Yeah.
And it's when a company comes along that doesn't need to pay heed to those sorts of things and decides not to, I got a problem with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between reissuing Unatanium
that's right.
and competing with something that's already going.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
More of an issue is if you are using their imagery and their brand and their logo and their look and feel, that is a problem.
Yeah.
And because there's no it's like it's been made in China, there's just no recourse to it.
It is daylight robbery at that point.
Yeah, and so I've got a real issue with that. Why do I have a real issue with it? Because it's happened to us.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking when you put your, GigRig is my life. Obviously I've got, teen and great kids and family and stuff, but for 20 years I've been getting up every day and this is always in my mind. Every product, it's like it's a thing that GigRig is an entity that lives in my head.
Yeah, man.
All the time. And if someone says, I like what you've done, so much to the point where I'm going to take it
Yoink.
and do a version of it that we can make cheaper, and that's hurty, especially when you simply can't compete.
Yeah.
If you're competing with someone that's a £1 billion company,
Yeah.
look, it's really tricky. So the guys at Mootron, I really feel for them. But like you said, it's one thing to remake stuff that you can't
afford. Because again, let's look quickly at like the Klon reissue. No one, 99.9% of people were not about to buy a real big box Klon for $2-3 grand, whatever, on eBay, and went, actually, don't worry, I'm now going to buy the Behringer one. There was no sale lost from Bill Finnegan.
And Bill Finnegan, that's right. And there's 100 companies out there making their versions of Klons.
Yeah.
It's
not stealing from his plate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you want to make an envelope filter, go and make an envelope filter. There's loads of, like 3-leaf audio I think, my favorite envelope filter.
Yeah, wonderful.
It's truly magical. But then I get out my big box
your big
Mootron,
Mootrons.
and it's like, it's wonderful. Okay. Don't say, oh, this is great, I'm going to make something that looks just like it. Do it, do your own thing.
Yeah, agreed.
So that's that's it.
Yeah.
So end of the lesson.
Important point.
Yeah, cool. Okay. Right, let's get into this because,
Yes.
of course, we're 40 minutes in and haven't gotten into the main thing.
Got to the
Okay, so
point.
let's cut to the first thing I want to quickly talk about. This is the Eventide time factor. Now, when these came out, these preceded the Strymon timeline, and they sounded amazing. I'd put them on loads of pedal boards, including Stephen Wilson and Guthrie Govan. Yeah, really great.
I had a pedal board dropped off today with one on, actually.
Okay,
yeah.
great. Timeline comes out, and
Market share becomes theirs.
Exactly. One really cool thing about the Eventide, so it isn't analog drive-through, right? That's a problem. However, if you kill dry the time factor and put it in a loop of your G3, the sounds in this thing are incredible. The Eventide really know how to do wet signal.
They've been doing it for a long time.
They've been doing it a long time. So the sounds in the Eventide are fantastic. The MIDI's great. The dual delay thing, where you can have program an A and B delay and sort of mix them together. I really think it's a wonderful thing. There's a looper in it. It really has a vibe. And you can pick these things up cheap, secondhand. There's a bunch of them on Reverb now, but if you're a G3 user and want to do a wet dry thing or a parallel thing, and you're not too you don't need a dry signal, it's really fantastic.
Yeah, I remember you used that for a long time.
Yeah,
I remember that being on and off your board for.
Yeah, but I had it in the wetter box. Hang on, where's the V1?
Right. The wet box, yeah. The OG.
That was basically designed so that I could use the Eventide, and I could kill the dry signal. So yeah, it's a really fabulous sounding thing. So that's one of my picks. Who's next?
I can go next.
You go next.
Sure, man.
Yep.
I want to talk about this little guy, which you actually bought me for a Christmas present years and years ago.
I did.
The year we did G3 and all the software, you bought me a Rainbow Machine and Joe his Zoya. So the Rainbow Machine, everyone sort of thinks about the pixie sound that it does.
Yep.
You hit this magic switch that makes it self-oscillate, and it makes a sound that quite literally sounds like a Rainbow Machine. What you can do with the pitch knob, if you put it in the center and either slightly detune it or tune it upward, is get the most incredible chorus come sort of modulated slapback. And I discovered that through watching Earthquaker do a series called Bored to Death, and there was a rig rundown with the guitarist of Paramore. And he was talking about using the Rainbow Machine as all of his modulated slapback chorus stuff.
Right.
And that's in there as well.
It's one of those things that once you hear that on the Paramore records, you go back and listen to it and realise it's on like every
He uses
guitar.
it for everything.
Okay.
Because it's really subtle, but it's just like this magic.
Amazing.
So yeah, if you have the tracking as tight as it will go, and then the pitch in the centre and just off either direction, you get this wonderful chorus.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
That's my
Rainbow
pick.
Machine. Great. Joe.
Hello. So, mine is GigRig.
Oh, I love Dan.
Oh, I love
you're so good.
GigRig. They're so good. I'm so brave.
Mine's a wetter box because as a bass player, it is completely game changing. I am currently running a B7K in loop A, and I'm running a distortion pedal that seems to change every 5 minutes in loop B. And what the wetter box allows you to do is run 2 pedals or 2 signal chains in parallel with each other and then blend between the two. I have it set up in the, I always get this wrong, mix or blend mode, where I have the B7K on at all times, and then I can blend in a guitar amp in a box distortion on top of my bass tone. So I still retain all of the low end and the characteristic of my bass, but I can add another level of saturation without it losing its bottom.
Oh, cool.
And I just don't think enough people know about it. And I just think it's one of those super utilitarian things.
Yeah.
That has completely changed my sound.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's great.
And it's one of those things where if we ever hit a big riff or a chorus and just, you know,
It's in there.
put it in there, I look over at Jake and he gives me a stank face. You know?
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Joys
yeah.
of being on it in ears.
It's just one of those. It's difficult for it to be exciting or sexy, let's say, but it allows you to do really creative things with your other pedals.
Okay. Nice.
Todd
Very
Roy
nice.
has asked, is Joe mainly a bassist? Which I just thought we'd clear it.
I'm not allowed to touch guitars. I'm a bassist through and through. Whenever my friends who are guitarists see me pick up a guitar, I see them all wince because I play bass more than I do anything else.
And there's just a question about the Wetterbox, which I've just asked while we're on it. Scott Curry asked, is there a way to wire up the Wetterbox so it doesn't look like Dr. Otto Octavius from Spider-Man? I have one and I make a mess of the wiring.
So I have it on my board and I run all the cables like vertically because I have it inside a loop of an atom.
Oh, I guess if you're using like,
Yeah.
okay.
I use solderless cables so you can sit them at a right angle.
Yeah.
And then I control it using my next pick.
Okay.
Oh, we'll get to that.
We'll
Okay.
get to that.
Yeah. So I know what you mean. If you've got right angles, yeah, it can look like a spider dying. But if there's the SIS cables, you can make that look quite tasty. And also, the new cables out from I want to say Evidence Audio, the new Pancake ones with TRS.
Is that something that the people know? Was that something that
Yeah,
we
no,
know?
I was out of it.
I think
fine.
there's been some posts
Yeah.
of people using
I
them.
was really scared then.
Because I
was
knew
like,
there had been a email that they were working on that
Yeah.
a few weeks ago.
Oh
I
no,
had an email from
I got
Tony.
I
fine,
have to bring it
cool.
in. They gave me a little set of them.
Epic.
So
yeah,
you
they've
can see 'em.
done
They're
super
really
low
great.
profile.
Yeah.
TRS plugs.
Yeah.
And just before we come off the Wetterbox, there's just one more question. Can you send an LFO from the Zoya into the Wetterbox?
Someone read my mind.
Did Joe just
All right,
post
so
a
carry on.
question?
Carry on, Joe.
So you can, but there's another box that you need to be able to do that,
Which is
drumroll please.
Oh, that was good.
This thing is incredible.
Okay, so this thing is a total sleeper. It looks super boring, but what it does is it turns MIDI signals into expression signals. So
your standard analog expression pedal that you use for whatever, you can control that with MIDI. And it's brilliant. So if you're a G3 user, you can plug your expression pedal into the expression pedal import and then the MIDI out into the OBNE MTET, and then you can control your it's got 4 normal expression outputs. So non-MIDI pedals all of a sudden become expressionable.
MIDI'd.
yeah, so I go from my Atom into my Zoya into the MTET, so I can, with an expression pedal from the Atom, I can blend in any amount of loop B on there with an expression pedal, or I can set up an envelope within the Zoya and do it based on how hard I play,
Ah, that's fantastic.
or I can have an LFO or a sequence or whatever within the Zoya
It's driving the expression.
that's driving the expression, which
Oh,
then
man.
controls the Wetterbox. So
That's
you can
wild.
totally do it, but you need this.
Crazy.
This genuinely is one of my favourite things that Old Blood Noise have ever done, even though it's like super utilitarian, because it means that any pedal that has an expression pedal in can be controlled via MIDI. That's so
Very
sick.
cool.
Yeah.
It's very cool. Yeah, very, very cool.
Along the lines back to the Rainbow Machine with that pitch knob, what's annoying with using it as a chorus is that you have to tune that. If that gets knocked or whatever, it's you can quite easily lose the chorus. But the expression in controls that pitch, so you could hypothetically use the MTET and have that saved as a preset, send the right CC value of whatever the expression pedal needs to be. So giving you presets on a pedal that doesn't have presets.
Yeah.
That was a legendary segue.
Nice.
MTET baby.
Right, my turn.
Daniel.
I'm going to do 2 at once. Can you grab the Eurotech and the boss for me, please.
When to become one.
Okay, so
Somebody.
I've got a new band that's happening at the moment.
No way, you haven't mentioned
And
it.
I know, and it's doing a bunch of 70s tunes. The first iteration of it, we're doing a bunch of 70s tunes. There is so much phaser going on in guitars in the 70s, and it's really cool. But it's like, man, like every song, there's a phaser in there somewhere. So I've been going through a bunch of my old phasers, and I had forgotten how cool and weird the original Boss PH1 is.
Oh, really?
It's like a phaser blended with almost a vibrato.
Oh, really?
It's
That's
so
wild.
weird because the phaser really comes through as a pitch thing, but then the phaser sort of in there as well. It sounds amazing, but it's really unusual sounding phaser. And this is really cool. So this is a Eurotech phaser. This was a brand in the 70s that never really did a lot, but you can buy some of this Eurotech stuff like dirt cheap, and it is really wonderful.
Really cool.
Great sounding phaser. In the line of a Phase 90, but proper 70s legend.
Luscious.
Like yeah. So the Eurotech stuff I think is a sleeper, but an old Boss phaser is just really cool, especially for soloing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there's not just a phaser, but that little bit of pitch movement as well just gives it a thing. It's really great. Really great.
Can I ask you a potentially stupid question about
Yes,
the
sir.
Eurotech? What's going on with
You took
it out and put a cap over it?
The foot switch broke.
Right, I see.
And so I just took that out, put a DC jack in there, and just put it in a loop. But it's,
Cool.
normally you see them with a foot switch.
Sure.
But yeah, no, it's a really cool thing.
Banging.
Sick.
Yeah.
It
You're
wasn't a phase.
up. Oh, far out, man.
Right, my next pick is
Yeah.
The Dark World.
Because these were everywhere, and then they weren't everywhere.
Yeah, which is sad because Chase Bliss have recently had to discontinue them, but they are wonderful.
Really wonderful.
And what is particularly cool is on is it the world side? Or the dark
The
side?
dark side.
The left-hand side, you've got this black mode that does this sort of freeze drone thing.
Right.
And as you play into it, you can set it so it captures your next sound and it just drones for forever.
Yeah, it's a granular looper into a reverb, isn't it?
Yeah,
Oh, really?
it's
Yeah, and
so cool.
They were doing this then.
And you can
Yeah.
set the size of the granular loop.
Oh, and then, of course, then you can store that as a sound in there.
Yeah, which is my go-to, like singers talking and to the crowd, play it like a drone and then tune your guitar or whatever. It's super cool. And you've also, because you've got the choice of running the dark into the world or the world into the dark.
Or parallel.
Or parallel. So
Yeah.
you can run, reverb and then drone it, or you can run that drone into a reverb or have them in parallel. And it's such a cool feature. I see so many people use it and use it as the glorious reverb it is, / shimmer reverb it is, but not many people get excited about the black mode, which is this weird drone that goes on indefinitely. And I think some people get scared because it goes until you stop it. But if you turn the pedal on and off, it keeps going. You have to change the mode. Like the way I got around it programmed with G3 is I'd send a CC message to change the mode completely, and that would cut the drone off. Otherwise, you're like, it's broken,
Otherwise
it's
it
going
stays
for
until
forever.
you play something new and it's loud enough to get over a threshold.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool pedal.
Okay, well, I'm going to take the last one. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to do really quick one. Just grab the vibrato, the trem.
No,
So this was the pedal that inspired the Red Wing. This is, for my money, the best sounding tremolo I've played, and it's just something about it. It just feels really wonderful. And when I played this, I knew that Peter Hamster was the guy to design the Red Wing, because
their new signature trem is the slimmer
it's a slim
enclosure,
one.
like
It's exactly the same.
yeah.
Yeah, it's exactly the same. And man alive, it just sounds epic. This is obviously pre-GigRig foot switches because they use our foot switches. Yeah. So if you're looking for a really wonderful tremolo sound, go and have a look at the hamster ones because they're just epic. And the last thing I want to try, can you pass me the Git board?
A Git board, yes. Your dear friend Michael has lent me this.
Yes. Well, bless him. We had Paul on the show, and he said he gave us this, which was very kind. But here's what I want to do.
Bear with.
As we
You going
other
to
side.
this so soon?
Yeah, that's it. So just gonna stick that over there so that people can see. So this. It's a little amp in a glass jar, which is like really quiet, but you can. There you go.
Speaker on top.
When you turn it up, listen to the harmonic in it. It's so cool.
What? How does the output work with it? So it's got an output on the other side?
Yeah, I think it just taps off before the power amp, and so that's like a little effects pedal. But
Right.
guess how much these are?
Not a clue.
There you go. That's the original one. Let's see if you can see that. And I hope you're still making them.
Just pop it back a little bit. I'm sorry.
A little bit.
Towards
So-
the blue pedal. Yeah.
There you go. Can you face it so, as in, that's the way.
It is out of shot right now.
Upward.
It needs to be on the black tape.
There
Where
we
the
go.
black tape? There it is. There it is.
Perfect.
It's so great. £25.
25 quid!
25 quid.
That's
Holy
amazing.
moly. My Nando's orders more than that usually.
Get two of them.
25 quid.
Get two of them.
Total.
Do your little stereo setup at home. But it's like, it's just, I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Really
That's
fun.
wonderful.
I'm sorry to criminally interrupt this.
Yes.
But we do have quite a few questions. If we
Oh,
can do
okay,
a little
all right,
But
okay.
2 minutes quick fire.
There
Let's
we go.
go, let's
Yeah.
go, let's go.
We're going to do this in 2 minutes.
Let's do it.
We've got Richard Chester. Sorry guys, TRS again. How do I get from 2 outputs on G3 into Atom to enable parallel all the way through from G3 board 1, dry effects such as drive, into Atom? Has stereo delays and reverbs on?
So you want to take the two outputs of, are they going G3 to Atom or Atom to G3?
T3 to Atom.
So you want to take the two outputs of your G3 and they want to go to a TRS cable that goes into the input of the Atom, and then when you go into the preset, you'll see the parallel split before. You choose split before input, and that means it splits the signal before the input, and you have beautiful parallel signal
All the way
path
through.
all the way through.
Done. One down.
Eagle Ray Rob, any thoughts on the new Soundgas 636-500 series unit? It has an in and out on the front for using with guitar or other instruments.
In a word,
It's awesome. Soundgas are guys who care deeply. They are really committed to awesome sound. And when we had their 636 pedal on the show, and it's just the most amazing thing.
Is that the big boxy
The
preampy
big boxy
thing?
preampy
Yeah.
thing. Really, really, truly wonderful. They know
talent.
their stuff and they really care.
Perfect. Well, we have reached the end for now. Not of the questions, but
we can do one more. Let's do one more.
Yeah, I can
sure?
have one more. Have a Brucey bonus.
This is encore.
have you experimented with using the virtual battery on transistor boost like the super hard or on or the treble booster?
So yeah, we have anything where you think, oh, it's going to sound better on a battery. The virtual battery is made for it. Any gain stages, anywhere that your signal is clipping through either diodes or a transistor, honestly, try the virtual battery and try the different voltage, the sweep between the alkaline and the carbon, and it's amazing the difference. Here we go.
No, that was a finale.
You are a man of so
Sad.
many talents. You take my breath away every day.
Okay. Anyone that we didn't get to, please either come back next week or email us on support@TheGigRig, and we will be happy to help and get back to your questions.
If you can ever hear guitar really loosely in the background of a phone call, because this is what's happening
Yeah.
in our faces
Yeah,
realistically,
yeah.
isn't it? Dan's doing this and you're going, "Can you-" yeah.
Okay. We saying goodbye, everybody?
We will.
We'll leave Dan to play, shall we?
Oh, while this is happening, I'm just going to mention the product that we've been talking about being on its way. Please make sure that you are on our subscriber list, because that could get you a little bit of earlier
Exclusive.
indication of what's happening. So you can sign up to that on our website.
It's really, really, really cool. It's really cool. And you haven't guessed it, so keep guessing.
I'm going to say goodbye now. Is anybody else?
Yes, I will say goodbye.
Yeah.
Here is one time's goodbye. Goodbye, the internet.
Here's one time's goodbye.
Goodbye.
Dan, you say bye?
Goodbye, you beautiful people. I'm going to say goodbye now to all of you.
I don't feel like I can end it now. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.